as we get the more commercial units lifting up groups of rural producers, they then become creditworthy, they then participate, and IFC Indonesia has committed under its new initiative to push SME and agriculture to participate at a six-figure level in the new program.
Michael.
No, well, you have to start with the reality that bankers don't want to lend money to people who need it. So since that generally includes SMEs, you can start there. We have, I think everywhere we've worked, we've had to have an access to finance component in what we're doing to work with bankers from day one to get them to lend against contracts as opposed to lending against your father's house. I think it's important to recognize two models actually that are talked about here. One, in Angola, Chevron put money directly into a local bank that lent to small businesses. It created capital for that purpose, and it made real change. It wasn't a huge, I think it was $1 million or $2 million, but it changed the market, began to change the marketplace. Second, in the tourism example with Spire, and they are not a huge company, but they created joint ventures with small or startup local companies under the Black Enterprise rules, and then lent them money, and they put the money into the system. Now, they expected to get the money back. This wasn't just pure good guy stuff. But there wasn't capital for them. They created the capital, and then they benefited from having created it.
Hamish, I want you to answer that question, but I also want to put something else to you as well, so you'll answer two in one, if you will. One is answer that question about access to finance, but I think you have a company with business objectives for spending its $30 billion or so of corporate spend every year on equipment and and it's divided up among a variety of parts. How do you, so definitely touching this access to finance question, but I'm also more curious is how does Chevron or how do other large companies, when oftentimes the folks who are paid or promoted for thinking about procurement aren't really necessarily paid or promoted for thinking about development, and they're oftentimes farthest away from this discussion. Or you know that this isn't their day job, and this isn't something that they think about. So if you could touch on those two issues, I assume it'll be a little bit of a longish response, but I think these are two important questions.